What is in my hair? Hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in. Do me a favor and put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Baby, this hair is not gonna worry me. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't worry me if I don't do something. Oof. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. And also let me know where you're watching from. Tonight is going to be, y'all, I got another one. I don't know if y'all gonna be ready for this one. Some of y'all gonna be mad at me. But some of y'all gonna be really happy. Because y'all gonna be free of some things. We're going to talk about, so get ready to share this with your friends. So tonight's topic in full is called Crack the Code: 4 Ways Women Unconsciously Curse Their Prosperity in Their Relationships. We're talking money and we're talking men. And I'm talking about the 4 ways that we tend to hurt ourselves in this area and we curse ourselves. And it's probably going to blow your mind. So go ahead and send it to your friend. Cause yeah, I wasn't expecting to really talk about this, but looks like this is what we're gonna be doing tonight. And you're gonna see some heavy connections. Hey my loves, hey Oakland. Hello. Hey VA. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. For those who do not know me, my name is L. Antoinette. I am a feminine lifestyle strategist, and what I do is that I support my clients in 4 key areas. Those 4 key areas are mastering their authentic feminine design, emotional regulation, as well as creating seamless income and becoming a digital nomad if that's what you're interested in, by building a digital based business model so that you can work from anywhere in the world. I'm a digital nomad, so I live and work in different spaces throughout the year. I'm gearing up to go on my next digital nomad assignment. I'm centralized in one space and then I'm all over, so I'm really, really excited about that, and I support women in being able to do that. Hey Boston, hey Georgia. I actually got an invitation to come to Georgia, and I'll be coming to Georgia this summer sometime. That's the plan, I'm hoping. So we're gonna see. Let me see, I'm gonna adjust this. Let me know in the comments where y'all are watching from. Tonight we're going to be talking about cracking the code: 4 ways that women unconsciously curse their prosperity in their relationships. So it's going to get real heavy, real heavy. So if you've been trying to figure out why you can't seem to get on the frequency of keeping money, because if you've ever watched me before, you know I talk about the 3 frequencies of getting money. And if people are like, well, what qualifies you to talk about getting money and doing that? I am a woman who left my job at 35, who unconventionally built success as a feminine lifestyle strategist. I have a 6-figure business that I created from the ground up, and I did not hustle at all. Absolutely no hustle. So I teach my clients to be able to do this. And you do this by mastering your authentic feminine design, regulating your emotions, realizing that you can create seamless income without hustling, and then also you get the freedom of being able to travel the entire world. This allows me to remain in my feminine. This allows me to feel extremely secure in a lot of ways. This allows me to be able to, when I'm dating, choose from a perspective of partnership and not needing help. Okay? So I support my clients in being able to do the same thing. This has resulted in my clients going from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, and attracting their partners, elevating their relationships, healing their addictions. So it's a multitude of things, and my results speak for themselves. So I really, really love the work that I do. I'm not new to this. I'm very true to it. Everything that I speak about is rooted in scripture, science, and psychology. So I'm not going to be giving you something that's just coming off me. I like to give you things that are rooted in things that you can go and look for yourself. I think that's very important. So tonight I'm going to let you know what these 4 things are that are literally blocking and interfering with your ability to be able to keep money flowing and your ability to sustain healthy relationships with the masculine. Okay? So this is very vital and very important. So for women who are interested in that information, We're going to get into it. Before we get into that, the first thing I want you to realize is that you are currency. You are time, energy, attention, and money. If you lack any of these things, you have to ask yourself why. Because there is no other reason why you don't have access to these things. Because you are made up of these things. And when I say you are made up of these things, I'm saying that there's a set of time within you that is your chronological time, the time that you're going to be here, the time that your days, your seconds, your minutes, your hours, that is your chronological time. And then you have your chronos time, which is your ebbs and flows in life. These are the times that your ups and your downs. I think that people tend to try to trick people or make people think when you're manifesting or you're doing this, you're not going to have, there's no such thing as having difficult days. That's very, very, very untrue. You're going to have ebbs and flows. It's about how you navigate those ebbs and flows, okay? Hey, love, thank you so much for being here. So you need to understand that you are time. You also have to understand that you are energy, okay? You are energy. And when I say that you are energy, do me a favor, y'all. Y'all hold y'all questions towards the end. When I say that you are energy, I'm stating that you are comprised of this divine energy. And if you don't realize how divine your energy is, what's going to end up happening is that you end up giving that energy out extremely freely. This is where the people pleasers come in. This is where the martyrs come in. This is where the people with the big hearts who seem to struggle with boundaries and attract so many narcissistic type of people. This is where this comes from. It comes from you not understanding the energy within you is divine, so you pass it out like the man at the mall passing out chicken for free. Okay? You do that because you want people to look at you as a good person. You do that because you want people to see you as his hero. You do that because you find your identity in doing, because you don't find the value in your very being as a feminine woman. When you understand that you are energy, you understand that it is nothing for you to be able to ooze feminine energy, because it literally is who you are. You are called to manage your energy, because when I say your energy is more so the energy in your heart space. It tells you in Proverbs 4:23 to guard your heart above everything else, because from it flows life, right? And if from it flows life, you have to be careful who you give your energy to, because you cannot get that energy back once you have wasted that energy. So you have to understand how valuable that energy is within you, because it's divine, number one. And number two, absolutely the uniqueness that you present and how you exude that energy is very vital and very important. And that should not just be easily given away to any and everybody, okay? You also have to realize that you are attention. When I say that you are attention, a lot of women ask me, how is it that my clients are able to elevate and be able to make a lot of income in a short period of time, and how does this happen? Well, this tends to happen because my clients tend to shift their attention to what really matters. We are focused on the wrong thing as a society. So many people are having conversations about relationships with other people and how they should be doing X, Y, Z, when really you should be focusing on the relationship with yourself, because the relationship with yourself sets the tone for your relationship you have with anything else, including what we're going to be talking about tonight, which is money and men, the masculine. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, hi my love, then it is going to be very difficult for you to cultivate healthy relationships outside of yourself. So you really have to shift your attention to what is priority right now. And especially if you're paying attention to what's happening in the world, you really need to shift your attention to, again, what is priority right now. All this stuff that's coming out with celebrity business, that ain't what's priority right now. What's priority is what you should be doing right now as the world is shifting and changing and going into its new space. What is your role? What is your position? How are you going to be thriving in that space as a feminine woman? That's if you want to thrive as a feminine woman. Because if you want to thrive as in your roughness, then go right ahead. I wouldn't recommend it, though. I wouldn't recommend it at all. That's just me. You also have to understand that you are money. And this is going to be something that we're talking about diving deep into tonight. Because a lot of women have cursed themselves, and I'm really going to support a lot of women in removing the curse or removing the spell that they have placed on themselves, because I think that people really think that, oh, this person does this and this person, put a spell on me. Listen, a lot of times we put spells on ourselves with our own beliefs. And I'm really going to dive deep into this and show you how it really is impacting your relationship with money and your relationship with men, and how detrimental it is, so you can stop. so you can really stop, uproot that programming, and reprogram yourself to go a different direction. Because chasing money, okay, and chasing men is a really huge issue that's happening right now. And I'm going to show you exactly what the root of that is, how to uproot that, how to stop. And this is going to be really good for the queens who are struggling with anxious attachment, because this is really going to help you kind of get down to the bottom of some things. I used to be very anxiously attached. Okay? So, we're going to stop the chase then. Let me see. Absolutely. Starting from scratch at 28, I want to, and be myself. Absolutely be yourself. Absolutely be yourself. So one thing I need you to know, and two things for certain, is, like I said, your time, energy, attention, and you are also money, okay? When I say that you are money, you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to scripture in Proverbs 8 and 12. So you not having any money outside of you working a 9 to 5 doesn't make any sense. A 9 to 5 should not be your only source of income in 2024. Things are not going to get cheaper. Okay, things are not going to go back to the way they used to be. You are going to have to really figure out how you're going to thrive as society is shifting and changing. And it's going to be very difficult for you to do that when you are not in tune with self. Okay, and when I say with self, I'm saying inside of yourself. If you're not in tune with the kingdom within you, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to thrive. Feminine is within the body, masculine is outside of the body. And the problem is, a lot of women want to be outside of the body and doing this, and you're not getting the results that you're looking for, and you're wondering why. And it's because you won't sit in your body. You won't sit in your heart. You're too in your head. If you are overthinking, you are not in your feminine. If you are constantly overanalyzing, you are not in your feminine. Okay? And a lot of women, their feminine energy is burnt out. And if you need to know if your feminine energy is burnt out, I have a video on my YouTube to explain to you the signs of a woman whose feminine energy is burned out. And I also have a video that teaches you how to refill your feminine energy tank. Okay? But that's not what we're going to dive into today. We're going to specifically be speaking on, thank you, my love. We're going to specifically be speaking on the masculine and money, and how women are, the 4 ways that women are unconsciously cursing themselves in those areas, and that's why they're not receiving or experiencing prosperity or healthy relationships. You can find that information in my bio, my love. Okay? So I need you to put in the comments for me. I need you to understand that you are time, energy, attention, and money. Put in the comments for me, I am high level currency. Because when I say also, lastly, that you are money, money itself has no value. It is 75% cotton, 25% linen. As you see, the dollar is doing its thing, coming on down. It has no real value. You are the value. You are the value. At your 9 to 5, it is you that are helping them get to where they need to be. Okay? You are the value. If nobody's decided to go to work one day, guess what? They're going to have an issue with the company. Why? Because you are the people that get them where they need to be. You need to understand your value, so you can stop feeling like you need to work hard for value. You got to take money off the pedestal. But I'm going to get more into that today. I'm going to give that in a second. But understand that you are high level currency. You are time, energy, attention, and money. And when you understand that you are these things, okay, then you don't have to worship these things. You don't have to worry about how you're going to obtain these things, how to manage these things. You are just called to steward these things properly, because these things are going to come. They are in you. They are in you. It's not on you. Society told you you had to work hard. The Most High didn't tell you that. Scripture ain't told you to be a hustler at all. On no level. None. Okay? Next thing I need you to understand is that your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. One of the examples I like to use is for women who have pregnancy scares. You really thought you was pregnant. Why? Because you believe that your body began to throw up. Your body began to seem like it was smelling more things. Your body began to feel like you were sleepy. And when you took a pregnancy test, you're not pregnant. Why? Because belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way that you behave. If you believe that you can do something, the body's going to come into agreement with that. It's going to execute that, and the behavior is going to exhibit the result of that. Okay? It is literally that simple. It is literally that simple. Yes, the book called The Biology of Belief. I've never heard of that book. I've never heard of that book. You didn't put me on to something. I've never heard of that. But that's something I know to be true by experience and to have studied and found in scripture, right? Okay, so belief impacts biology, and your biology influences the way that you behave. Another thing I need you to understand is that there's a three-part success strategy system that I live by and I teach my clients. I challenge you, the next time you hear a celebrity scandal, I want you to think about this three-part success strategy system that I'm going to explain to you that speaks to sustaining your success. And I want you to find out which one of these laws or which one of these strategies did that scandal or the people in that scandal violate, to see how they weren't able to sustain their success. Because it's very simple. People go down for the same reasons every single time if you just pay attention. It's normally abuse of power, it's normally some sexual scandal, and it's normally some other type of thing that ends up come up, some violence. But I'm gonna just show you this three-part success strategy system real quick that teaches sustainability, and it's very, very important. It's one thing to be able to build a business. It's a different thing to be able to be in business for 20, 30 years and your reputation still be rolling, okay? So as we are seeing society and the hierarchy that's happening in a lot in like Hollywood and different places, a lot of that stuff is kind of crumbling on down because there's some major violations that have been happening. And one thing that you cannot do is evade spiritual law, which brings me to number one. The first part of this success strategy system is obedience to spiritual law. What you have to understand is that despite whether or not you know it, despite whether or not you live by it, it's still going to be very active. Whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. That is the law of sowing and reaping, also known as the law of cause and effect. When you do things to your own self, you invite people to come in and do those things to you. That can be a really good thing or a really bad thing. One example of this is that I buy myself flowers all the time. All the time. So when men see that I buy myself flowers, what do? They try to outdo me and buy more flowers because they see that I've set the tone. Why is that happening for me? Because I'm sowing a seed into the universal algorithm that I value myself so much. And I understand that roses, which are my favorite flower, despite what anyone thinks, because roses are the highest vibrational flower. It is the highest vibrational plant that actually vibrates closest to the vibration of love. And so I love having those around me. So what do people do? Because I pour love into me, guess what? Love is poured back into me. That is the response of the universal algorithm. Because why? Whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. Now let's do that from another flip. If I were to lie to myself, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. Yeah, I'm going to do this, and I never go. I invite people to come into my space and violate me and lie to me. Why? Because I lied to myself. I'm not honest with myself and honoring my own commitments. Yet I expect to attract a partner who is going to honor a commitment with me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It makes absolutely no sense. That would go completely against spiritual law that literally tells us whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. It literally tells you in the law of cause effect, whatever you're putting out there, you're going to get back. The universe is an algorithm. I need y'all to understand the way the enemy operates is he mimics every single thing that the Most High does. The universe is an algorithm. It is architecturally crafted by the Most High. It is a genius system. Whatever we put into that mug, it is going to come back. Everything is basically a seed. The funny thing about that universal algorithm is that you never know when that fruit is going to pop up in your life. I have seen people drop seeds at 36 and get hit with a rotten piece of fruit at 61. I'm telling you what I know. So this is not a small thing. You not understanding spiritual law is not an excuse. You have to understand that there are laws of the way this universe operates. And if you are a believer like myself, I encourage you to read the book of Enoch so you can see what happened to the stars that didn't obey law. Law is very serious and it governs the way the universe operates. So if the universe is under law, do you not think that the inhabitants of the earth, which is a part of the universe, does not have to honor law either? No, that's not the way that works. So obedience to spiritual law is key. That's number one. Number two, understanding the science of yourself as well as understanding the science of every single thing around you. You cannot be a queen that wants a king. You can't desire a thing and then disrespect the thing. There are a lot of us who don't really understand how the masculine works, let alone how divine masculinity works. And because we don't understand that, we demonize it, or we blame, or we point fingers at the things that we don't understand. That's because we don't understand the science of masculinity. But we don't understand the science of masculinity because we don't understand the science of femininity. There's an art and a science to femininity. Society has taught the aesthetic of femininity. You know how to get cute. You know how to put nails on. You know how to do all these things. But they did not tell you that you have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle. And those 4 phases in your menstrual cycle actually impact the way that your moods are. And those four phases of your menstrual cycle actually play a huge role in how you remain hormonally balanced. So you think you're a moody woman when in reality you actually become 4 different women during the month. But because you don't understand that aspect of yourself, you don't know how to connect to those aspects of yourself. And because you don't connect to self, you are at war with self. And when you are at war with self, you battle with everyone else outside of you. So of course they think you mean. Of course they think you rude. Of course they think you crazy when you're on your cycle. Of course they think all of these things about you. Because why? You don't understand the science of yourself enough to articulate when you need support, because you don't know when to rest. You don't know that when you are physically releasing on your cycle, you should be spiritually releasing, mentally releasing, and emotionally releasing. But because you don't do these things, you carry all that stress and that trauma in your body, in your womb. And when the blood dries up in your womb, when it dries up and there's a block, and there's no longer a flow of the cycle happening down there, then we don't understand what's happening. Guess what? That is years of blockage and trauma that is blocking your creativity. All of these things. A lot of women who are overly in their masculine, right? And this used to be me. You're talking to a woman who had a battle for 20 years with an irregular cycle. You're talking to someone who lost 90 pounds without any of the medications or anything, and reversed all of those things that they said that I could not do. Okay? So what I'm telling you is that they are not being they're not telling you the truth of who you are and how you operate. They want you anxious. They want you all over the place. Hey, my love, they want to see black women be irate and be all over the place and be moody and have horrible attitudes. You're not moody. You're not PMSing. You are disconnected from yourself. And because you are disconnected from yourself, you cannot regulate your emotions. And because you cannot regulate your emotions, you don't understand how this thing actually works. You don't know how you work chemically. You don't know if you have chemistry with him because you don't know how you work chemically. You don't know how you run. When you understand the science of yourself, then you can begin to understand the science of masculinity. Then you begin to understand the science and the development of children. That makes it a whole lot better to rear a family in that type of understanding element, don't you think? See, some of us are thinking that we have chemistry with people. We don't know our own chemical energy. You're getting with this chemical energy, and when you get an explosion, you're confused. Why? Why? To not know yourself is a failure to your lineage. And it's really a failure for you to partner up with somebody and you don't know how you operate and you don't know yourself. You set yourself up for heartache and heartbreak. So understanding the science of yourself so that you can understand the science of every single thing around you. Number 3, knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. I don't care how many degrees you get. I don't care how much money you get. I don't care how much therapy you go to. I don't care what you feel like you do. You are not better than the people that reared you and raised you. I'm sorry. You are still an orange that came from that orange tree. And you may not have liked the way that they have done certain things and the decisions that they make. But you might want to turn around and pay attention to those gaps and those holes so you can close those doors so your daughters don't repeat them. So you're not sitting 30 years down the line and your daughter's asking you why you didn't close those gaps. And you're having to look them in the face and say, because you was too busy being mad and sitting in a space of unforgiveness, but wondering why you can't ooze feminine energy. Unforgiveness and feminine energy cannot reside in the same vessel. It's not possible. Because unforgiveness pushes you towards illness, where for feminine energy puts you in a space of becoming free as a woman. That's a part of your freedom element. And you being free allows you to be able to have fun. And to be fun allows you to be on a space of showing and oozing all of this joy, which makes you even more attractive. Baby, y'all walking outside with mugs on, wondering why nobody wants to come and talk to you. Ma'am, what do you mean? You have no joy. You have absolutely no joy. Just dull. And I'm not talking about, oh, how you look, what you got on. I'm talking about internally. People know when you're glowing from the inside out. People know. And people can see you when you're dull. And unforgiveness makes you dull. It ruins your beauty. It does all of these things to you. So look at the people that came before you. Stop judging them. Learn from their mistakes so that you can guide the people that's coming after you. Because what is your unforgiveness going to do? It does nothing but poison you. What a waste. What an absolute waste. Okay? So that's the 3-part success strategy system. Number 1, obedience to spiritual law. Number 2, understanding the science of yourself. And number 3, knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Thank you so much. Okay? So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and get into why we're really here. Okay? So we're going to crack the code. It's 4 ways women unconsciously curse their prosperity in their relationships. We're talking about what I'm going to be hitting you with. The first thing I'm going to go through is money. That's the first go round. The second go round, when I come back and hit it, is going to be about men. And then I'm going to tell you exactly where the root of this pursuit that you got going on the inside of you that makes you chase money, chase, and do. I'm going to show you exactly where that came from, and then I'm going to offer you a solution if you want to shift that. If you want to shift that, there is a solution available for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. So number 1, cracking the code, 4 ways that women unconsciously curse their prosperity in their relationships. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Okay? Number 1, the first issue, and we're talking about money here, is that a lot of women right now are really worshiping money. Right? That's the number 1, worshiping. And I'm going to tell you, when you do that, what that is really doing to you. Okay? Number 1, you in spiritual violation. And everything that happens on this earth and that manifests on this earth manifests in the spirit first, right? Your lack of belief and your spiritual foundation makes you insecure, which is why you feel like the Most High is not going to supply your needs when something is happening. You start panicking and worrying because you really don't believe that the Most High is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. You only believe that when things happen. Then you get excited about it. But that's not your true stable belief. Because if that's your true stable belief, then you wouldn't even get upset and get worried when things come to threat, when it comes down to things that need to be taken care of for you. But because we live in this society where people lack belief, they worship money. Why do you say they worship money? They hustle themselves out for it. You work 24/7, but you people say 25/8. You're constantly on the clock hustling and working for money, not realizing that hustle by definition means to swindle. You continue to work yourself into the ground and worship it, and you put it on this pedestal, not realizing that it's 75% cotton, 25% linen. You can look that up on Google. Money. That $100 bill, that $10,000 you hiding in your bed when the dollar crash, all that money you're hiding around your house in hopes, like when all this happened. Let me tell you something. It's cotton. Look it up. It's 75% cotton, 25% linen. There is no gold backing, has not been any gold backing since 1970 something. Then people have been playing mind tricks on us with paper this whole time. And they tricked us into believing that we need to work hard and we need to exhaust ourselves and we need to be other things other than ourselves to be able to get this paper. And that's what happened. It was put on a pedestal, and the pedestal it was put on made people love it. And because people loved it so much, they began to worship it, meaning they would begin to do anything for it. And that's the problem, because it violates spiritual law. It violates Hebrew 13:5. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Let your character or moral disposition be free from the love of money and be satisfied with your present. For he himself has said, I will not fail you nor give up on you, nor leave you without support. I will not, and I'm using Amplified version now. I will not in any degree leave you helpless or forsake you or let you down. Relax. I'm reading the Amplified version, which is one of the best breakdowns that I love. Basically letting you know, don't worry. Because if you worry too much, you may position yourself to start worshiping something because you think that is what you need to be doing. We worshiping money that we not even checking for these men character. We trying to check for their pockets. Ma'am, you know how many men out here? And I date men with resources. Let's get into it. You know how many men with resources have bad character? Now, there are some amazing ones, but there's quite a few that are out here with all this bread that you are trying to worship, and you letting this programming get in your mind about how you need to be chasing the bag and laying on your back to catch a bag. Baby, you're going to catch a crazy person worshiping a bag, because you will see something out here. I'm trying to tell you, stop worshiping money. Stop worshiping money. Stop letting that be the forefront that this person is a good person. That don't mean this person is a good person because they have bread. You need to be paying attention to their character. See, this is why it's very important for you to understand your godlike nature. Hello. Because if you know who you are according to Genesis, that literally says that, hey, let us create someone in our likeness. Boom, you got the God-like frequency within you. That's the frequency that you literally, that's your base. That's your center. That is your Luke 17:21 that tells you the kingdom of heaven is within you. There's nowhere else that you need to be looking because it is sitting right there in you. The likeness is right there. And then you also have the image, which means you have the character. You already got the frequency of the likeness. The character is what activates it, because the character is what's going to carry you into dominion, because that's how it goes. It's likeness, character, dominion. So if you have a territory, which we all do, we all have assignments. And if you have a territory and you have your space, the way you keep your space is remembering your godlike nature and staying in your godlike character, because that's what's going to keep you. This is why I always tell women all the time, when they come to work with me talking about business, your authenticity gets you in the room. Knowing who you are gets you in the room. Your character is what keeps you in the room. What you are seeing happen with a lot of these, celebrities and different scandals is that, yes, they're okay with getting the godlike nature going on to get them in the room, but their character, it ain't being refined, it ain't being sharpened, it ain't being taken care of, and they cannot stay in these rooms. I don't care if you was in this room for 20 years. Year 21, you might be on your way out, because you never know when that boomerang is coming back from the law of sowing and reaping, and that's a boomerang that never misses. And it's going to always show up at the right time. Never when you're expecting it, though. So we have to understand the first issue at hand is worship. So let's go ahead and flip this over to men. Let's talk about it. Especially if you're living in the United States. See, Disney got us all riled up to where we worship and idolize marriage. Let's get into it. We live in a society with a majority of women, especially women of color, we worship and idolize marriage. But that's what we've been taught with Disney movies, television, programming. All of these things basically taught us to idolize and to worship that. So instead of seeing men as who they were created to be, understanding their design, not just aesthetically as protectors and providers and all those things, but understanding scientifically how they operate and how they work. Because that's very, very, very important. Instead of doing that, we put them on these pedestals and expect them to be our daddies. Because let's get into it. Little miss, I want to be married so bad. Why do you want to be married? Ask yourself that. See, this is the type of homework you really got to do. Because if you write down, I just want a man to take care of me, baby, you want a daddy. You looking for security, which means that you're not secure in the one that created you initially, because you cannot place your security in any human being, because guess what? They can die. Then what? See, this is how people get locked in a person. See, this is how you end up seeing these people who get so locked in an experience that they lose their mother. See, parents don't be preparing their children to leave this earth. They're not having these type of conversations to prepare them for them leaving this earth. And these folks, adults, their adult children are rocked to the core, don't know how to maneuver, don't know how to move, don't know how to do anything, because every ounce of security was placed in that parent. That's dangerous. And we do that with men. We do that in the form of, I want you to be my husband so you can take care of me, so you can do this, so you can do that. You are placing your security in a human being. You are placing your security in a human being. And guess what, baby? Humans gonna always human. How about that? Humans been humaning since the beginning of time. How about that? Circumstances and situations can cause people to shift and change on you, and you are placing your security in a human being, and you are worshiping and idolizing marriage because you want this person to come in and take care of you, or you want somebody to come in and teach. You want a son. If you want to be a mother, just say that. Because some of us don't really understand, and we're not really clear. And so instead of looking at men as our counterparts, complements to our femininity, we look at them as and put them on these pedestals. And baby, that fall is long and hard. Long and hard. And you know why it's long and hard? Because you were worshiping them with your romanticizing them and you not knowing who they are. You just meeting them and making up a whole story in your mind and worshiping the experience about how y'all gonna be together forever and do this and do that, when in reality, none of these things are even real. You are in a state of idolizing and worshiping men. Period. And where is that getting you? Because guess what? You can't serve God and serve man. Hello. You're going to have to choose. And see, some of us, we're coming from a space in a place of, you want the security. See, a lot of us who were abandoned as little girls, we really want that security because daddy is the template for manhood for little girls and what that looks like. Mommy is the template for little boys and what womanhood looks like. So the judgment as they grow up is based on these people, whether they were there or not there. For little girls who were abandoned, the template is men leave. So that tends to make little girls a little bit more anxious. So these are the ones that's texting the phone, trying to figure out there's something wrong, overly anxious, always in her mind, overthinking, all these different type of things, all because she's anxiously attached to the image, to the template that was presented to her. So when a man comes into her space, she worship the ground he walk on, baby, because she don't want him to leave. She shape-shift into a whole nother person because she don't want him to leave. She does everything that he asked her to do because she don't want him to leave, because she just does not want to go back to the space of wanting him to leave. And see, when you are in that type of space, where you will alter who you are at core and all these things, you make this person your God and you idolize them, and the Most High is a jealous God. Which is why you continue to get these relationships that seem like they're going to go somewhere, but they never go anywhere, because you are worshiping these people. You are worshiping and idolizing marriage. You are idolizing a future that has not even come into existence. You are idolizing something that you don't even know is real. You are idolizing a human being that you don't even know. Y'all meet people in the first day. Y'all got them at 100, baby. Y'all done picked out names and did all of these things in a state of worship. How are we doing this with strangers? Why? Because we idolizing and worshiping marriage. Why do you want to even be married, sis? Why? Do you really know the real reason why? Tell yourself the truth so you can see if you're coming from a space of a wound. Need some help? Here you go. Let me help you out and tell you. If you're looking for security, you're looking for a daddy. If you're looking for unconditional love from a partner, you're looking for a mama. If you are looking just to connect, because I just want somebody to connect, you are really looking for a friend. And if you are looking to guide someone, to build them up and to teach them, you are looking like a son. You are looking for a son. You are looking for a son. And all those places are wounded places. Those are attachments. That's not love. Relationships are built and based on connections, beloved. You are attaching yourself based on that wound. You want a mama so bad. Let's you know what that means? It's time for you to mother your inner child. That's what that means. See, that's why I'm having this workshop, so y'all can reparent your inner child. Because when you reparent your inner child, you won't have the expectation of your partner to take on the role of your parent or the person who failed you as a child, because that is what is happening. You are wanting these people to be people that they are not. And when you put that type of pressure on them and they walk, you want to blame them and say they are just like your daddies, just like such and such. When you attached yourself to them out of a wounded place. Because of your worship and your idolization of marriage. Don't even know why you want to do it for real. Don't even know. Society told you. You don't even know. That's the first way. And so what happens is when you begin to worship, guess what happens? You put yourself under a curse. What curse did I put myself under? Well, God is a jealous God, baby. He told you don't worship money. Not to put all your stock in men. And I'm not saying men as in men, but I'm saying humans. But I'm talking about men in this aspect. So you put yourself under the curse. You worship a false God and you wonder why they don't bless you. They're not your God. They're not your creator. You offer up every single thing. You offering your money. You offering your time. You offering your energy. You offering your attention. Baby, you are offering food. You offer more there than you do have ever in any type of tithe, church, and offering in church at all. You offer more there than ever, and you have got nothing in return. Nothing in return. That's what happens when you worship a false God. They don't really deliver on their promises. I ain't really seen them deliver. Not and did a lot of stuff. Only one I seen deliver is the Most High. It's just me though. Okay? So that is the first way that you unconsciously put yourself under a curse, where you block your prosperity and you block a healthy relationship because you worship these things. You worship money and you worship marriage, and therefore those things are not attracted to you because you're so desperate for them. You're so hungry for them. You exhaust yourself for them. You'll change yourself for it. It's not attractive. Nobody wants to be with a shapeshifter. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, sweetheart. And I don't speak from a space of judgment. I speak from a space of clear understanding, because I was the little girl who was needy, who was abandoned, and who worshipped and idolized men. See, I can tell you what I know. I can tell you what I know. And none of those things could find me. I couldn't keep no money. I couldn't keep a healthy relationship. I couldn't keep healthy masculine around me. I couldn't keep it because I was too busy worshiping it. I was craving it. I was thinking about it. How can I do this? I'm centering everything around that. And that's what we're doing. You're centering your femininity around men. Baby, look. Men have absolutely nothing to do with your femininity. Relinquish the responsibility that you are placing on them to pull you out of your masculine responsibilities. Let me help you out. The reason why you have masculine energy is for you to execute. There is a reason for you to do that. The truth of the matter is, a man has no responsibilities to come and pull you out of your masculine responsibilities. You are to learn how to balance your feminine and your masculine and make it work for you. You are to be inspired, desired, understand what is required so you can acquire. And that requires you balancing both your masculine and your feminine to get the results that you are looking for. That's real tea. That's the activation of left and right brain. The issue at hand is that you're sitting and you've been living and operating from left brain, which is the masculine majority of your life. And now you want someone to come and rescue you, beloved. You want somebody to come and rescue you from you sitting in this brain. Nobody's coming to save you, baby. Save yourself. Save yourself. Find a guide, not a God, because we got talk to the Most High about who should guide you on this process, because it's not a game. Because the worship of money and marriage is really going to keep people in the chokehold, and it makes people extremely depressed. When you free yourself from the worship of it and you begin to get the understanding of it, you begin to see how easy it is to attain. So you want to do it in the way that is in alignment with your path. You don't try to rush it, which brings me to the next thing. Okay? Number 2, here's a second way that women unconsciously curse their prosperity in their relationships. They wander away from the faith. How do they wander away from the faith? For the love of money is the root of all evil, 1 Timothy 6:10, right? It is through the craving that some have been led astray and wandered from the faith, pierced themselves through many acute pangs, put themselves through so much mental difficulty because they've walked away from God. See, this is where you're selling your soul at. And see, people like to think that selling your soul is limited to celebrities. Baby, y'all out here selling your soul every day. Don't even realize it. Selling your soul every single day. When you are compromising your morals, when you are saying yes to things that you know is a no, you are walking away from your faith, because there's something in you that does not believe, and you can't even stand on business. You can't even stand on business. Why? Because you worried about what this person gonna think based on your beliefs. Based on your beliefs. You're not afraid. You're afraid to say no to things. So you wander away from the faith to do things. See, this is how people get you. And it be the simplest things. You sit up there at your 9 to 5 and they like, oh, can you do this extra work? You know it's a promotion coming, so you thinking it's going to make you look good. But you ready to go. You exhausted. You tired. And what do? Yeah, I'll do it. Because you think it's going to make you look good in front of them. When in reality, spiritually, you out of order. Why? Because you're not operating in integrity. Because you exhausted and you tired and you can't do that job to the fullest of your ability. And number one, you really don't want to do it. So truthfully, you are cursing yourself and setting yourself up for failure. And when you get pissed off because they don't promote you, because they don't move you ahead, because you went against yourself to try to please them, then you want to be mad. Then you want to be spicy jalapeno hot. When reality, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself, because it is you that wandered away from your faith, that told you that you needed to do this and act like this to get this promotion, instead of actually seeing if this promotion was in alignment with you, or if you needed to be promoted somewhere else. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Boy. So let's go ahead and get in and apply this to men real quick. Okay? Baby, you done said all these spiritual affirmations. You done set the tone of how you gonna live your life, and you ain't finna be doing this no more, and you ain't finna be doing it. Baby, as soon as a man pay you attention, baby, all your standards, all your boundaries, all your belief, all your faith is gone. And I'm talking to my girlies who love to parade around and say, I'm celibate. But as soon as you get tapped, as soon as you get tried, you go. Soon as you get tapped, soon as you get tried, because this is what you want to parade. Oh, I'm celibate, I'm celibate, I'm celibate. Then you want to go. And then when you don't get the result that you thought you were looking for, i.e. a boyfriend, i.e. a man, i.e. a ring, i.e. a marriage, then you want to be mad and feel bad. But this all started because you went against yourself by walking away from your faith. You the one who said this ain't what you do. You the one who said this ain't what you do. You said that. Ain't nobody even giving you all that. See, you go out here doing it to yourself. You go out here doing it to yourself. And then when you don't get the result that you thought you were going to get, you want to be mad. You want to be like, all men are the same. You want to be like, I don't know why this keep happening to me. My love. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You're the one who walked away from the faith. You're the one that walked away from your belief that if you would have stood on business, that this wasn't what you was doing, that you weren't going to be able to have access to this person anymore. It's giving fear. It's giving desperation. It's giving lack. It's giving you don't understand your birthright of abundance according to John 10:10. So you think this the last person on earth. So that's how you moving? He the last one? Can't be. Can't be. Did God say that? Or is that your self-esteem? Did God say that? Or is that your self-esteem talking? See, let's get into it. I'm just saying. It's how many people in the world? How many people living in? Oh, okay. The last one? Okay. And you're going to walk away from your standards and your faith for that? Okay. And got the nerve to be mad? And what it say? Some have been led astray and have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many acute mental pains. Baby, you mentally stressed out, overthinking, worrying about this person. Why? All because you violated your own beliefs. You violated your own law. Now you're mad. Be mad at you, baby. Be mad at you. It's cool. We didn't all did it. But be mad at you. For real. Okay? And when you walk away from your belief and your faith, you subject yourself to come under the belief of someone else, which makes you more susceptible to becoming prey. That's what happens. This is how you become bait for narcissistic people. Ding, 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 ding. Gotta say yes because you a people pleaser. Gotta say yes because you don't want them to think you're a mean person. Gotta say yes because I would want someone to say yes to me. All of these things, you are not operating in integrity, and the universal algorithms see you telling that lie on the inside of you. See, you can fool the gram, you can fool social, you can fool a lot of humans. You will not outsmart. You will not outsmart the Most High systems. Only going to respond to the truth of who you are. That's the reality. Okay? So that's number 2. Wandering away from the faith for the money and the men. Number 3. Winning the wrong way. This one is very interesting. Let's run it with money really quick, okay? So, winning the wrong way, according to Proverbs 13 and 11, right? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. It says, wealth not earned, but won in haste or unjustly, or from the production of things for vain or detrimental use, will dwindle away. But he who gathers little by little will increase his riches. Winning the wrong way. Y'all little scammers. Fast money. I gotta hurry up and get this money by tomorrow. Just this to where you would harm people and do these things. You ain't gonna be able to keep that. You ain't gonna be able to keep that. You're not going to be able to keep things that you obtain in a space from negativity, thievery, anything like that. You're not going to be able to keep these things. This is why scammers always get caught, baby. That's why listen to me. Scammers always get caught. Always, beloved. And here's the thing that people got to realize is people like, well, why this person get to get all this stuff and they did me wrong? Let me tell you one thing about the op. That the op does really well. I'm talking about the op, I'm talking about the enemy. I'm telling you what the op does really well. The enemy will allow you to keep rising, getting all the money, getting all the notoriety, getting all the fame, getting all this, getting into all these spaces, right? And will wait till you get to the very top, the pinnacle where you sitting comfortable. I'm talking about you cool and chilling like a big dog. And then here come the scandal. Because why? We can now see what's under your skirt. Because you have risen to the top and you haven't done any inner work. And now everything is falling out. And we are seeing everything for what it is. This is what happens when you win the wrong way. This is what happens when you win the wrong way. Now, we talk about that in the sense of money. Let's talk about it in the sense of men. Baby, what them old people used to say, how you get them is how you gonna lose them. Watch your step and watch your tone. You thought you won by wrecking that lady household. You thought you won. You thought you had a head up and a one up on old girl because you dealing with her person and her dude. Absolutely not, beloved. The universal algorithm is always picking up the absolute truth about who you are. And the one you want the most, is the one you probably won't be able to even have, even if you have him, because everybody gonna have him. Why? Because you just made it a habit of you having everybody else as somebody. That's just been your thing. So the universal algorithm is going to reward you. The universal algorithm is going to reward you for your service, for your seeds that you have dropped, the seeds of destruction that you have dropped. Baby, that fruit coming. That fruit is always coming. Winning things, obtaining things in a way that is deceptive and that is harmful to other people, you will not be able to sustain it and you will not be able to win, baby. That's not how this go. And I know a lot of people tend to think, well, this person is rich. See, y'all be thinking winning is rich is people who have money. When you start obtaining money and you start getting money, and I say this to you as a woman who has a 6-figure business and built it from the ground up, what you will realize is, yes, money provides you with options. But the key thing is that getting money is not difficult. The difficult part is managing yourself as you're getting the money. Because as you're getting this money, you have more options and you have the choices to move differently. And what you are seeing happening with people is when they are getting this money, they're not changing. You are seeing what they would really choose, which is why you see men leave their wives all the time after they have used your masculine energy to gain it, to build on your back. And then they go give all that strong masculine energy to someone else who has not helped them build, who they have not built on their back. But they will gladly take yours if you offer it and you giving. They do it all the time. It happens all of the time. You really have to start paying attention to how you are getting your wins. Are you operating from a space of integrity? Because if you are not, count your days. It might be 2 days. It might be 200 days. Baby, it might be 2,000 days. I don't know. But the bill always come due. That's what I need you to see and understand. The bill always comes due. You're not going to miss it. It ain't no dishwashing. You're going to have to go ahead and clock that. Whatever that is going to look like for you. So winning the wrong way puts you under a curse because you can't keep it. See, all of these things are spiritual curses. These are all curses that start in the spirit that manifest in things like you can't keep money. That manifest in things like you can't seem to build or sustain a solid, healthy relationship with the masculine, even in a friendship. Not just even a romantic space, but even in a friendship. You're not able to do that. And these things are manifesting in your life because you have cursed yourself. Ain't nobody even cursed you. Like, I don't know why I keep attracting these devils. Question is why you keep entertaining it. What is it within you that finds that attractive? Because that is the truth. What is within you that is like that? That is the truth. Why do I attract men who abandon me? What parts of yourself have you abandoned to try to please this person? Let's get into it. You are the first abandoner. They are following your example. So let's get into it. What's happening here? Okay? When you win the wrong way, you really don't win because you can't sustain. And if you can't keep something going that you personally have built, listen, it's telling. It is truly, truly telling. So you put yourself under a curse with, number one, by worshiping money and worshiping men, because you're looking for security in both of these things. You're looking for security in money. You're looking for security in men. And because you're looking for security, you're desperate for it, you're thirsty for it, you're hungry for it, you do anything for it, working 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs, you're doing anything for this man, anything that goes against your ethics and your morality, because you worship them, because you don't want to lose them, because you idolize money and marriage. And you put yourself under that curse, and the repeat of your life is the extension of that. You put yourself under a curse when you walk away from your belief and you walk away from your faith. You choose something over your faith. You put yourself in position to become prey because you're no longer protected. You're no longer protected by the one that created you, so you put yourself under a curse. So your experience now is that same cycle. Bad money habits, bad men. Bad habits with money, bad habits with men. The third curse you put yourself under again is because you're trying to hurry up. You're trying to win the wrong way. Oh, let me hurry up. Oh, I finally got a good dude. Let me hold on to him. So you're trying to hurry up, and get to the finish line. Hurry up. Let me marry him. Hurry up. And next thing you know, and this is not, I'm not being shady when I say this, but next thing you know, you're on TikTok making series about who were you with when you were doing this, rushing the whole way. And that frequency of desperation was felt. And a predator loves the frequency of desperation that says, please love me. Please pay attention to me. Please see me. Please hear me. Please do this. And what they're thinking is, yes, I'll do all that. And yes, I will please take advantage of you. That's what happens. Trying to rush the process. Those fast, winning the wrong way, that fast burn, be very careful of those. Be very careful of those fast burns, because they burn out fast and they burn out quick. And we have got to start assessing people and paying attention to people, because we think that we done won a prize and we're winning the wrong way. Let me tell y'all something. The ring ain't the prize. I know they done told y'all this, and I hate it so much. The ring and marriage is not a prize, and it is not the end goal. And this is coming from someone who has been married. Marriage is a journey, beloved, not a destination. What most women are desiring is lifetime partnership with a milestone of marriage on there. You have it in your mind, and they've trained us so much to thinking marriage is the goal. Marriage is the goal. Marriage is the goal. Do you realize when you achieve a goal, most of the time you stop working after that goal? Didn't you tell yourself you was going to lose 20 pounds? Once you lost that 20 pounds for your trip, what did you do after your trip? Did you keep it off? Or did you start eating again? Or did you start going back to your old habits? See, let's get into it. You ain't really shifted. You ain't really changed. You ain't really did nothing different. Is that really the truth of who you are? See, we really need to start getting down to the bottom of these things. We are not paying attention, and you are allowing desperation to lead your life, and you are being delusional, and you are headed towards self-destruction. Okay? You are headed towards self-destruction. You cannot win the wrong way. You cannot win. You are trying to chase to get to the end zone, to get to the marriage. And y'all better stop idolizing. You better start. If you're looking for a daddy, get rooted in the one that created you, if that's the case. You need to, because that ain't going to work, putting it in human beings. Projecting your wounds onto the masculine is not going to work. They will not ever stick. They will not ever stay. It won't happen. Won't happen at all. Okay? The last one. And this one is something, because I don't think we really realize it. So the last curse, or the last way that women unconsciously curse their prosperity in their relationships, is that they're hoarders. We like to hold on to things too long. We hold on to things longer than we should. We have memories and emotions attached to clothes that we can no longer wear. And see, we do this when it comes down to money. See, these are the people that stuck at that second level of frequency of money, because I talk about this all the time. There are 3 frequencies when it comes down to money. There are people who can get money. A scammer can get money. A person who has a 2-week job can get money. A person who asks for $2 can get money, right? So these are things that we know. Anybody can get money. There's not a thing. I got $100. Okay. Steve, y'all seen the little girl who be on TikTok every time. Give me $50. She be on them people's head. So anybody can get money. So there's the level of getting money, and then there's the level of managing money. A lot of people get stuck at managing money. People who can't move from getting money to managing money normally lack the skill set because they haven't been trained how to manage money and what's important and how to build. So they tend to be stuck right here, so they blow a lot of their money. People who are at the frequency of managing money tend to be stuck at managing money and not raising to the point of keeping money flowing in, because these people are hoarders. The people who tend to be at that level of managing money where they're stuck, are people who experience poverty or experience loss, and they're so scared that they never want to experience it again, so they have to keep a certain amount of money in their account. At the same time, these same people, things tend to happen, like as soon as they pay their car off, something happened with the car. As soon as they feel like they get to a certain amount of money and they get a little bit over that, something comes and knocks them back down to that original amount what they said. They don't even realize that energetically, spiritually, that they have set a limit on themselves, and they won't go past that limit because they keep holding on to it. Because they hold on to this money, they don't invest it so it doesn't grow. Anything that does not grow dies. Relationship, people, plants, food, all of these things, money. If these things are not growing, they die. Point blank, period, the end. When you hold on to things that you don't need to hold on, you can't make room to receive the things that you need to receive. And this right here is a violation of spiritual law. In Matthew 6 and 19, it talks about, do not gather or heap up or store for yourself treasures on the earth where moth, rust, and worms consume and destroy, and where thieves break through and steal. You trying to hold on to these things because you worried about a rainy day. You're trying to hold on to these things because you're concerned about not having again. You about to not have. You about to not have again. Because you're too busy worried about not having. What did I say? Wherever your energy goes, wherever your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. If you are feeding the thought process of you not having again, so you got to keep this certain amount of money, that's all the money you're going to have. And then eventually you're going to lose that, because things going to seem to continue to happen and you can't seem to get ahead. Why? Because you keep holding on to it. You cannot receive with a tight fist. Excuse me. You are going to have to open your hand to receive, meaning you are going to have to learn how to release. You got to know how to invest and how to elevate. What do I invest in? I always tell people, invest in the highest forms of your currency. Invest in things that are going to give you more time in life. Invest in things that are going to give you more energy. Invest in things where you can sharpen your attention and you will not have to worry about money, because all of those things are connected. But people won't do that. They will blow their money on things that blow their time, that kill their time, blow their energy, and completely obliterate their attention, and wonder why they don't have money and why they can't get things done. It's because you're not paying attention and you're holding and you're hoarding, okay? Which is extremely dangerous. So let's talk about hoarding when it comes down to men, because we talked about it with money. So let's flip this real quick with men. Why do you keep holding on to that man and you know you need to release that? Why do you keep holding on to this situationship and wondering why you can't attract or get anything better or anyone else? Why do we keep holding on to this, holding on to hope, when people have already shown you what time it is? You are holding on to a dead plant. See, whatever is not growing is dying. So when you're holding on to a relationship that is dead, you are doing nothing but smothering the other party. This is dying more and more because you're hoarding and holding on to it. You just don't want to let go. Let it go. You are in spiritual violation, because you're trying to hold something that eventually, baby, is going to go back to the dust. Do you hear me? Let him go. Release that. These are the things that we do. You put yourself under a curse by holding on to it, because you're like, I'm never going to get anything else. And you're not ever going to get anything else, because even when he leaves, you're still going to be holding on and you can't let go. And that's why he's moved on and did whatever it is that he wanted to do. And you're still holding on and hoarding on to the memories that you have in XYZ. Why? Why can't you experience anything else? Because you're still hoarding that. You're still holding that, and you're still under a curse. And baby, this person free. You like, I just don't understand how I'm over here heartbroken and they could be over there being free. Baby, free yourself. This is why we should be understanding the art and the science of detachment, because there's an art and a science to it. You should not be that attached to someone that if they leave your space, baby, you don't know how to live. Because guess what? We all got an appointment out of this earth. Y'all do know that, right? And we don't never know when that appointment time is, but that's when we gonna be on time for it. So you can't put your security again in human beings because you curse yourself. You curse yourself. Now, with all of these things and the 4 ways that women unconsciously curse their prosperity and their relationships by worshiping money and men, marriage and money, by wandering away from the faith because of money and men, by winning the wrong way, gaining money the wrong way, or gaining this man the wrong way, by trying to hoard all this money and not really invest it so it can grow, and trying to hoard this particular man so he won't go nowhere because you just want to have control because you feel like he the one. When you put yourself under these spells, this is how you out here acting a fool, out here acting toxic. You acting outside of yourself. You don't even recognize yourself. You don't even recognize yourself. So you have to start asking yourself, what is the root of this? What is the root of me pursuing a man and money to the point of worship? What is the root of my pursuit of me wandering away from the faith for money or a man? What is the root of this pursuit of me feeling like I gotta get it no matter what, even if it's the wrong way? What is the root of this pursuit that I have to hold on to this because I ain't gonna never get nothing back? The root of this pursuit is the training you received as a child. That is the root of your pursuit. That is why you chase. See, I can tell you why I used to be an extremely masculine woman who was truly results based, driven, ambitious, like going super, super hard in my masculine. You know why? Because I was prepped and primed that you're going to school, you're going to do this, you're going to achieve, you're going to deliver results. I grew up with a mother that was in the military. So it was very much so, and I'm the oldest daughter. So it's dot, this is what we're doing. So what did I do? I came out into the world very masculine, very left brain energy, very achieve, very it is. I was excelling, master's degree, bachelor's degree, going and doing some doctoral work, doing all of these things, right? And then what ended up happening? I was struggling in my relationship with the masculine. Couldn't find healthy masculine even in a friend. Couldn't really get what I really needed and support, but I didn't also know how to articulate that because I was literally under a spell. Under the spell, really all of these. Worshipped and idolized marriage and men. Would walk away from the faith and violate my own beliefs. Oh, we gonna do this and be together? Okay. Winning the wrong way. Okay, yeah, let me go on and do this. Hoarding, trying to hold on to people and hold on to things. Those things didn't do anything but make me feel like I was losing my mind and kept me emotionally unregulated. And that is what's happening with a lot of women because of the training that you've received growing up. So it's like, how do I stop this? How do I not do this? Well, I'm going to just be honest with you. If you don't change the programming, if you don't uproot that programming that you've been taught and reprogram your inner child, I don't care what femininity course you take, you will not be able to retain what you've obtained. Therefore, you cannot sustain it. This is why the femininity tricks don't work for you. All that stuff is temporary. That's why it never sticks for you. It don't stick because you have not really reprogrammed and really built a relationship with your inner child so she can accept your programming. She still thinks she ugly. And she is the one who allows herself to be treated ugly. She's the one who's ruling your life, and you can't control it because you have no relationship with her, because you have not started the process of reparenting her. You have not given her standards. You have not shown her stability. You have not created structure. You have not created scheduled playtime. When is the last time you played and really laughed without feeling like, or even cried and allowed yourself to be vulnerable without worrying about what someone else thinks? Without worrying about, apologizing as you're wiping your tears because you don't want other people to feel uncomfortable. You are disconnected from your inner child. And that's why you're in pursuit of everything, because you're really trying to, that's that inner child that's needy. That's that inner child that wants to be seen, heard, and understood. The grown woman understands that every single person does not have to accept you, and they won't accept you. But why you can't rationalize that with this man or this person that you want so bad is because that inner child is wounded and she wanted and she's leading. And you don't know what to do with that. And if you don't know what to do with that, then I'm having a workshop, and it's called Reparenting, Okay, it's called Radiant Roots. It's reparenting journey for feminine souls. But this is for women who want to reparent their inner girls. The workshop was happening tomorrow, but I pushed it back 2 days. So it's actually happening Thursday because something came in and I wanted to give to you guys, and so I made sure it went out today. But it's happening Thursday at 6:15 p.m. It is $197. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. I have a few tickets left. I don't have a whole lot of tickets left because YouTube has been eating it up with these tickets. I have people who have bought from Australia, Canada. Somebody else bought a ticket from Australia this morning. Australia, Canada. Where else was it? Somewhere in the United Kingdom. I think London. So it's going to be women all over the world in this masterclass really trying to figure out how to reparent their inner child, because you reparenting your inner child is going to be a huge part of your creativity process, especially if you are a woman who wants to make money on the creative side. Like I said, I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist. I have created unconventional success by building a six-figure business according to my authentic feminine design, and I support women in doing the same thing. I teach women how to align with their authentic feminine design so that they can create seamless income, because it's easier to create seamless income when your emotions are regulated. It's easier for you to be able to regulate your emotions and to soothe yourself when you have a relationship with your inner child. And these are the things that I'm going to be talking about and how I'm going to be supporting you. And so it's very important that you understand that there has to be a balance with the masculine and the feminine within yourself in order to reparent your inner child. Especially if you did not grow up with daddy, right? If you did not grow up with daddy, if we didn't grow up with daddy, the masculine aspect of self, which is left brain energy, is daddy to your inner child. So how would you treat your inner child? Where are you taking her? I take my inner child on field trips. Me and my inner teen, I take all my travel is for my inner teen. My inner teen requires new experiences, or I'm going to be bucking the system when it comes down to me working in my business, because I haven't allowed myself to get that newness. That's a part of me, my reparenting plan with my inner teen. My inner child loves swings. If I ever need to get inspired or I need more creativity, I go and I get on the swings. Why? Because when I'm doing that, I get a lot of downloads because I'm in a very high vibrational state of joy, which is a spiritual fruit. When you are on the vibrations of spiritual fruit, it's very easy for you to receive your downloads and to be able to hear exactly what the Most High is wanting you to do for your next step. These things are very, very important. So reparenting your inner child is really going to keep you in a space of not looking for your partner, your friends, and people around you to be your parent. Because I think a lot of times we are looking for people to do things that a parent would do, when it is our responsibility to reparent the inner child within us. That's not anyone else's job. It's not your man's job. It's not your friend's job. It's not your therapist's job. It is your position. No, you did not put these wounds there, but yes, it is your responsibility to do the work to heal those wounds, or your inner child is going to ruin your life and you're going to be labeled as toxic because you cannot control your emotional responses. You cannot control yourself, and you cannot sustain healthy relationships around you where people can pour into you, give you accountability and the things that you need so you can elevate and grow. You're going to have to check your inner child, but you can't check her if you don't have a relationship with her. And I'm telling you what I know. So, if that is where you are and this resonated with you, grab your ticket. The link is in the bio. Like I said, it's happening on Thursday at 6:15. You can get this with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, like Paris said. And you can click the link in the bio to be able to have access. What questions do you guys have for me? I'll answer a couple of questions before I get off. Thank you. Congratulations. Somebody just purchased a ticket to the masterclass. Well, 2 people. The workshop. So I don't know how many tickets you have left, y'all. I didn't do a lot because there's so many people. I didn't do a lot because I was like, I didn't want too many. So when they're gone, they are completely gone. So congratulations to those 2 people who got theirs. Drop your questions in the comments. My areas of expertise are your mastering your authentic feminine design, emotional regulation in the form of emotional intelligence, creating seamless income as a woman, because I don't believe women should hustle, as well as building a digital-based business model so that you can work from anywhere in the world, because I am a digital nomad, so I work in a multitude of places, and that is fun and freedom for me and what I need for my life. So what questions do you all have? Like I said, congratulations. Somebody else just bought a ticket to the master workshop. What questions do you guys have? Drop them in the comments for me. And if not, I'm going to release y'all and let y'all go. So I'm really excited about this class. So yeah. It's holding on to makeup that I still use, hoarding. See, you still use it. Girl, I still got make girl. Listen, I worked at MAC for like, how long was I working at MAC? A couple of years, and I was an artist. So, child, I got makeup that I still use that I just like. It's not so much like hoarding. If it gets to the point to where I feel like I'm a get rid of it, then I'll get rid of it. But it's not a hoarding thing. What was the scripture in Proverbs? Which one? Proverbs 8 and 12 tells you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. If you really want game on business, life, and wisdom in general, Proverbs is that girl. You understand that Proverbs is referred to as a her in scripture. And I think that, and this might hurt some people's feelings, or it might check some people, or it might bless some people, but let me just go ahead and give it to you. When you hear the scripture, when it speaks about he that find a wife findeth a good thing and find it and obtain favor in the Lord, the favor is the key. And the favor that's being spoken of is basically like the wisdom. A wife who is in touch and in tune with her divinity, which is the kingdom within her. When she is in tune with that, she can pour a level of wisdom into her family that can elevate her lineage. Okay? So when people say, oh, he find a wife, find a good thing, make sure that you have that favor. Because if you're not in tune with the divinity within, which is the kingdom within, you also can destroy your lineage and destroy the spouse in the midst of that. So while everyone is quoting, he will find a wife, find a good thing, you make sure you got favor. You make sure you're in alignment with that aspect. Okay? So that wisdom, you can actually be pouring, because wisdom is referred to as a her in scripture. Get into it. Let's see these questions. They say we can control our reality. How do we balance this with accepting rejection? Like if we really wanted them and couldn't have them. Here's the thing. You have to look at, well, I'll say this, and I say this all the time. People have a major issue with rejection, but women really have a major issue with rejection, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times we as women have issues with rejection because we don't reject enough. The reason why we don't like to be told no is because we don't say it enough. So we're not used to hearing it, because we're normally used to being able to persuade men or persuade people into doing what it is that we really want them to do. So when that does not happen, we don't like the way that feels. It's uncomfortable. I mean, we damn near be feeling like we about to die because we just can't handle no. But the reality is that you got to understand that the more you start to say no, the easier it is for you to be able to accept no. You begin to understand that rejection a lot of times is a blessing and is a protection, and you begin to view it as that. And I always tell people, when you feel like you want something so bad and you just can't have it, normally that's the thing, especially if it gave you butterflies. You probably want to take off running, because butterflies are definitely a flight or fight response. It is not a response saying that I love you. It is your body basically letting you know that you are in danger. So if you're wanting something so bad, so bad, and you feel like you can't have it, here's one thing that you can do. I don't recommend this, but I'm going to tell you, and I'm telling you this because I want you to hear it. Okay? If there is somebody, let's just say, that you want so bad, become every single thing that person needs. Become every single thing that person wants. Become every single thing that person desires. That is your only focus. I'm talking about just solely focus on that. And when you get done doing all that, ask yourself, how does that feel? How does that feel to be somebody else? How comfortable is it for you to wear a mask? And if you need a reminder, when we were just in the pandemic a couple of years ago, everybody learned really quickly that after a while, when you're wearing a mask, it's hard to breathe. You limit your breathing when you become what someone else wants you to be, because that means you have to step outside of yourself. So I tell people, like, oh, I want to manifest this book. Become every single thing. Become everything they want you to become. I'm talking about be everything. Change your whole, change everything, girl. And tell me how you feel. Or visualize yourself changing everything and tell me how you feel. And tell me, does that feel like abundance? Or tell me, does that feel like a trap? Because that is going to make a difference. What is in my hair? Baby, I don't know, some fuzz. Pray for me. So help me. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. How do I heal my father wound? My father wound of my dad cheating. I attract men that cheat. The question becomes, one way that you can close that door is to ask yourself, in what ways am I cheating myself? In what ways am I cheating myself? Because when we don't tolerate ourselves to cheat, we don't allow us to cheat. It's very difficult for us to allow other people to cheat on us. Okay? So you start asking yourself, in what ways am I cheating myself? Because in every experience, there are always signs, there are always things that are going on. So what am I doing within self where I am not giving myself the fullness of my life experience? Where are you shortchanging yourself? And when you stop shortchanging yourself, you will instantly become bored, instantly become repulsed, instantly become disgusted with people who cheat themselves, who attempt to cheat you, because you would never cheat yourself. And so when you see that happening and you start rectifying that, it'll be easier for you to be able to identify people who cheat. And you'll be able to be like, that's not something I want to participate in. That's not my experience. And it'll be easier for you to walk away, because immediately you'll be able to detach from that, because you don't cheat yourself. So therefore, you will not allow someone else to cheat you. Now, you can't control anyone else's experience and what they choose to do. People who cheat for their own reasons. That has nothing to do with you. So the way that you don't take it personal, again, is to not cheat yourself and don't allow people to treat you that way as well. So as soon as you see the minor things, and I look at minor things. If I see you cheat somebody at the McDonald's, let's just say we going to fast food, and we in the drive-thru and they give you too much change and you take it and you cheat them, I know automatically I don't want to ever deal with you again, because if you cheat them, you'll cheat me. That's how I see it. Congratulations, somebody just purchased a ticket to the workshop. If you cheat them, you'll cheat me. So it's the little things that you begin to pay attention to when you hold yourself to a higher standard. Automatically, you begin to look at others like, hold on, baby. This ain't going to rock and roll with me. Okay? So hopefully that made sense. Let me see. Is asking men for money scamming? Like you said earlier, no. Who said that was scamming? I know I was talking about scamming earlier, but no, that's not scamming. That's not scamming. What's the first step to letting go? Choosing, making the decision that you're going to let go. That's the hardest part. And the hardest part is honoring your own law after that. So the first step is making the decision to let go. And that's the part that's the breakdown. Because that's the breakdown. We have a hard time even coming to the realization that we got to release this person. So once you get through that, then you can take the action. Okay? How do you learn to be comfortable? I need the rest of what you're saying, my love. Thank you for these gifts. Congratulations, somebody just purchased tickets to the workshop. Thank you, thank you. I can't see the rest of your question. And I'm going to stay on a couple of minutes. Receiving blessings after feeling like you need to work for it. You have to work on your identity. You have to work on your identity. I have an older course that teaches women, it talks to women more so about their identity. But you're going to need to understand and get very clear on your identity. You probably want to check out the alignment bundle first, because you got to get comfortable with receiving. You got to really understand your identity and decide what you want, because receiving is feminine. The masculine, one thing that you got to realize, the masculine gives to receive. Okay? The feminine, the feminine receives to give. And that's what you have to remember. The feminine receives to give life. Okay? The masculine gives to receive a child. If you looked at it like that and you keep yourself in that mind frame, are you mainly the giver or are you mainly the receiver? If you're always looking to give, that's because you're not comfortable sitting in your right brain energy, which is your feminine energy, which I strongly recommend that you check out some of my courses and services that will support you with that. Because you have to get comfortable in receiving and being who you are, because that's feminine. Okay? All right, y'all. I have got to get off here. So thank y'all so much for your time. Happy day. I hope that you have gotten some information that supported you and that was edifying and that also inspired you to take action and to think. Click the link in the bio to be able to work with me on any level. You can work with me in my feminine embodiment mentorship program. I am having this masterclass on Thursday. That you should come and be a part of if you're wanting to reparent your inner child, if you're wanting to elevate your programming, from this space so you're not keeping yourself under a curse by doing these 4 things that I talked about. It's going to require reprogramming. It's going to require you to retrain your mind. It does tell you in scripture, train up a child in the way it should go. You didn't get the training that you needed to get, and so you have to retrain yourself. I've been there. I've done it. Like I said, I used to be extremely masculine. Praise God for all the work that He's allowed me to be able to do, where I'm able to actually get support from the masculine instead of having to feel like I need to be the masculine. So thank God for that, okay? All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for your time. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Have a great evening.